Drag Race? Y'all had me eject from my seat during that elimination because, child, I was not ready for that gag and that giggle. We need to get into episode 7, Show Up Queen from RuPaul's Drag Race All-Star 6. We're going to do just the meat and potatoes today, children, because that reaction I did is a giggle. I'm going to tell you that now. Let's go ahead and get into this. Cue my theme music. Listen. Yeah. Yes, God. Oh. Get that out of there. Hey everybody, it's your boy Matty Rants. Pull this down. Thank you for tuning into the channel. Do me a favor, hit that like button, share, and subscribe. Become a part of my Rant Pack family. Shout out to the 18,000 plus subscribers up in this piece. I love y'all so much, and I thank you for being here and supporting your boy. Let's go ahead and get my social medias out the way so that way we can get into this episode. Because my God. My God. Catch me everywhere else at Matty Rants, except for Twitter. That's at the Matty Rants. Put that THE at the front. And then on Stereo app, you already know what's good. Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays are the podcast days. Mondays and Wednesdays with Dooley and Blakisha. And on Fridays, it's me and Mimi Cherry for Fortunate Rants. For Fortunate Rants. Also, don't forget, me and Mimi Cherry did Drag Race España live reviews, and you can catch that on my channel now. And we're going to be doing the same kind of live reviews for Drag Race Holland. Holland comes out on August the 6th, but we're going to be doing our reviews on the Tuesday after the episode. If you're a fan of Holland, definitely check out our live reviews. We're having a good time with you live in the chats, and you can comment too, and we can highlight those comments as well, and you'll be a part of the conversation. Can we get into this episode? We can get in this episode. Once again, I'm only doing meat and potatoes because I actually really like this challenge. And I thought to myself, everybody could have done really well, but there were certain elements that people could not pick up on or an assignment that wasn't met as to why a particular person was in the bottom. Let's get into it right now, babies. We lost Kyria in last week's episode. Definitely was sad to see her go, but when I tell you everybody was still feeling the love and the energy and the light that Kyria brought to the competition, that's going to be their sister for life, and they all respected her indeed. Once they sit down and go through the lipsticks here, it was pretty clear that everyone voted for Kyria except for Kyria, who voted for Raja. But Jan, the band known as Jansen, decided that she was going to go ahead and bring up the fact that, hey, we all got to win except for Eureka and Pandora. I was Eureka in that moment. Like, let me look over at Pandora, but she talk about us. Of course, Eureka gives her own explanation. I've done pretty well so far. Haven't been in the bottom one time. And I've been consistent. The same thing kind of applies to Pandora. She's been safe or high. If she was low, she was still safe, and it's been consistent. How are we going to vote with the rest of the competition? Because some of these queens have like one win and one bottom, and others have one win and two bottoms. But we'll continue. Meow. The next day, the queens return back into the workroom. A funny conversation takes place. RuPaul walks into the room and gives them their maxi challenge. Show up, queen. And this has to do with activism, something that's very important in the drag community, especially with drag queens being the face of a lot of people or stepping out and speaking on behalf of others that don't feel like they have a voice. I see that a lot in the community now, that here in Houston, as well as when I was in LA and what we were representing and standing for. Hell, they stopped a whole drag show at Hamburger Mary's in Long Beach to make sure people were registered to vote so that people could have voted in the election, and gave statistics on how the LGBTQ community can impact our government as well as the United States, etc., etc. So today they're asked to make up their own lyrics to this original track, Show Up Queens. I actually like this song, y'all. The track was fire. I was like, oh, okay, this is cute. They must then choreograph their own routines, but they're going to be working in groups, okay? And then they're told that Zaldi, the person responsible for the entirety of RuPaul's closet, is going to be the guest judge today. He was real bronzed and golden and just fabulous and beautiful. Had that one titty out. I was like, oh my, go on, Zaldi. Damn. RuPaul lets Kylie and Raja be the team captains for Kylie winning last week's episode and for Raja surviving being in the bottom. So Kylie chooses Ginger first and then Eureka third, where Raja chose Jan first and then Trinity, leaving Pandora to be last and feeling a little bit, here we go with the school antics again. Here we go with me being picked last. You know, I'm always sad for anybody getting picked last, but Lord Jesus, why we got to go back to school? Leave school alone. I'm not trying to go back to high school, okay? I'm not trying to go back to them days. That was a whole nother Matty. The queens are given their groups and they must work together as far as creating lyrics that are supposed to be inspirational in speaking to others to help uplift. Okay? That is what the requirement was. And even RuPaul came into the workroom and talked to these queens about their lyrics and what they could say. Trinity was given some help on hers because RuPaul said, we don't want you to be preaching at anybody about HIV awareness. We want you to just tell them about it and make them feel included in the conversation. Almost like, you know, I did this and da-da-da-da-da, but not make it like you need to go ahead and get tested. You know what I mean? So I was happy when RuPaul mentioned that because that is important. Some people don't like to be preached to, and it can be a turnoff for folks, but there's a way to preach at folks without preaching to them. And that was good advice to give, even though it is important that everybody does make sure that it's safe. And, you know, it's important, especially for our youth, to practice these things often because back in the day, girl, that stigma that still exists right now, people act really funny and they really shouldn't. It's something that's the information's easily accessible. Blake Keisha works in that field. You know what I mean? So it's like, come on now. These conversations should happen more often. Everyone's very confident in their teams and as far as who they've chosen. I mean, this is 7 queens left, so everybody's pretty good at what they do except for in certain fields and occasions. But before I get into the choreography part of this, let's jump into the recordings that were happening here. Queens have to record their tracks with Leland and Freddie. Shout out to Leland and Freddie. Great. This was a good rehearsal. No one was really horrible except for one person, and it wasn't that they were horrible because Jan is talented. But I am with Eureka in this case. When I heard the lyrics, it was very this. And I'm good. I'm fine. I feel good. I'm happy to be who I am. And that's great, and Jan should feel that way. No one should knock Jan down for that, even though low-key this season. Don't do that, Jan. Do that, Jan. You're not high enough. You're too low. Jan. Okay? But Jan's lyrics were not what the assignment was requiring of her. And then a couple people had a little, bring this up, get closer, get in, do that, do this. Perfect. Vary that with rehearsals, right? So let's get to choreography. Because Raja's group was first, and she let Trinity take the lead on choreography because Trinity is a choreographer. And honey, I'm going to get to that performance because bitch wore it out. But Trinity was given pretty good choreo. I don't think it was too hard, but then again, I'm a dancer, so how dare I say that, right? Pandora is not a dancer. Pandora was struggling. It was very clear. Pandora, it almost was like she was too nervous to make the movements or something was happening. I felt really bad for Pandora. It felt like she put a wall up at that point or a hurdle in front of her because she was very insecure about her rhythm and dancing. And you're on a team full of nothing but dancers. All 3 of them. All 3. I appreciated Raj's group for coming together and being very supportive of Pandora in this moment, because the last thing we need is someone going, oh, girl, she's fucking up. Oh, she's fucking up. Oh, my God. That would not have worked. That would have made everything worse, and it would have showed in the performance. So I'm glad they stuck that out. However, there was a moment where Ginger minged her ass into their choreography and made it a point to tell Trinity and or anybody else in that group, you clearly have a struggling member who is not able to dance or do well, and maybe you can't see this. You should come around here and take a look for yourself and then weed out what the problem is so you can fix it. Ginge. Hey, Jen. Hey, how you doing? Listen, let me tell you something. You're in a competition. What help do you need to give them? Are you helping Pandora? I felt like that's what that was. Oh, they're dancers. They're not going to know what she needs. Let me jump in. I'm here for you being helpful, and I'm here for I'm just trying to be nice. At the same time, mind your business, bitch. We're trying to make it to top 4. Who needs your help? Who needs your help? That's just me. That's me. I'd have been sitting down there. I wouldn't have been saying a damn thing. I've been like, Pandora looking a fool. We gonna be all right, y'all. That would have been me. You know what I'm saying? And then later I may have said something, whatever. But it's not my place if I'm not in that group to speak on that group and tell them what to do. When Roger's group sat down, ain't nobody said a goddamn thing to that group because they were a fool. Child, let's go ahead and get to Kylie's group. We don't need a leader. We don't need a leader. Oh, a leader? Who needs a leader? We're really good at this. No, we should turn here. Actually, what I'm going to do is I look good doing this, so I'm going to do that. Well, no, you need to be in a higher position or level. What's going on here? What I need you to do is get over here, this, that, and the other. Ginger, when did you become a dancer? Because you always say you don't dance. Now, all of a sudden, we're like working on the choreography. Kylie, we find out, isn't a dancer. She's a gymnast. I mean, we could tell she's not a dancer by that Christina Aguilera Dirty performance. She's very sexy and she can move, but she's not a dancer. And then, of course, Eureka, high kick, doop, boom, and there you go. You know what I'm saying? Eureka's a dancer. You know, she's a dancer, but it's very interesting that nobody wanted to take the lead, or they felt we're so in sync that we don't need a leader, when in reality, yes, you do when you're choreographing a number, because if there's too many chefs in the kitchen, the dish is going to be a fool. It was just frustrating for me after Ginger inserted herself into their choreography to then get to them now doing it, and they look crazy. I just didn't understand that. It's like, Ginger, bitch, mind your business. The next day when they get back into the workroom, Roger's team is making sure that Pandora knows we got your back. You're doing fine. Don't worry about it. This, that, and the other, etc., etc. Being really good friends to her. And like Trinity says, not my Pandora. Not my Pan. I love it. I'm actually a huge fan of Pandora. Sometimes I'm like a little critical of her, but I've been a fan since season 2. And like for most of y'all who've watched the show since day 1, you find a love for folks in the earlier seasons because they're the ones that kind of really set this franchise up. The conversation about track record gets brought up again. It's like, girl, this broken record was even brought up just to make a mark of what was going on. So that way everyone was clear, like, oh, we need to all vote the same, because I've had a win though. We've had wins. They've had none. So if they're in the bottom, whoop to whoop to whoop. But if one of us wins, we're now a front runner, which is the truth, because now you have the most wins out the group. It was a gag. So I said, okay, this is going to be an interesting episode how this plays, but it all matters on the performance and the words, because that's what we have to sell this challenge, right? So let's go ahead and get to the performance, because it was right with God. I'll get to RuPaul, but let's talk about the performance first. I liked almost everybody's lyrics, except for the bottom 2. I kid you not. Kylie's were okay. It wasn't bad. Like, I enjoy listening to Kylie. But it was... Jan's was about herself, and this was supposed to be some inspirational track to speak to people, not about you. But I like Jan's lyrics, but not for the challenge. There we go. I like Jan's lyrics, not for the challenge. And I like Jan's voice, too. I thought it wasn't bad. And she had a cute outfit. I was here for it. Pandora, I did not like yours. I love you, doll. I did not like yours. I didn't. It was a lot of this. It was a lot of, I'm putting my hands up. I don't know what's happening here. I'm na. And then the whole, the breakup and the voice bit at the end. Michelle said it was like 2 bridges of that. Like, what is this for? But I like Pandora, so this is difficult. I just felt like Jan didn't meet the assignment. Pandora was nervous, so it really showed. Did she do the choreography? She did. Was it perfect? But it was done, so I was pleased with that. Raj O'Hara, put that pussy on the ground and shake for the kids. Bitch, if you don't get an album out right now, we're fighting. You hear me? And you're not far from me, ho. You're in Dallas. I'm in Houston. That's a 4-hour trip, girl. I will take my used new car, and I will vroom up there, Miss Thing, and we are swinging. We're getting you an album, sister. That shit was good. Raja could have won this one had it not been from them gray motherfucking boots. Sister, you were purple. It was like... But I thought Raja did one of the best jobs. It was so entertaining. Her lyrics were great. I fucking loved it. But bitch, the slay. That is Trinity K Bonet. Trinity, I was so proud of you. I loved seeing you in this moment. Not only serve. Your lyrics were fire. Your lyrics were fire. The don't blink part, bitch, like, if you don't blink, I'm like, just take the crown. Like, that was good. That was really good, but also the way you spoke about knowing your status, it was done perfectly well. For me, it was how you were hitting the choreography on top of doing your lyrics, girl. It was so clean. You need a residency. You need a residency somewhere. You need a residency somewhere. And I mean big time residency. Trinity K Bonet is a true performer, y'all. You cannot knock her for that. Now, this lip sync we're going to get to in a second. Because I feel like what is happening? But when I say, I was so impressed. I was like, oh, you better go, bitch. So I love me some TKB for that one. I thought that Raja's group was really, really good. Now, let's get over to good old Kylie's group here. Eureka, you did damn good this episode. I was here for your whole presentation. I loved your lyrics too. There were some funny moments in there. I'm tired of your high kicks, but that's your spill. Mama did a split too. Eureka was working. Eureka did the assignment. And then so I thought I was very proud of her. Very proud. I was like, oh, Eureka, this is cute. And I was like, okay. For the girls who see my reaction, you're going to see how I bopped and vibed to a couple of the girls. And some of them, I was like, I don't know what the fuck is going on here. But I liked Eureka. I thought she did a really good job all around. Ginger's lyrics were great. Ginger's voice was great. Everything about what Ginger did was good, except for her outfit. That outfit was a chop. That wig was a kaboom. It was just not, I hated the entirety of her look. I was like, girl, whose auntie is up here talking about where the hell my phone? Like, I just didn't. Boo! I hated the outfit, but I loved everything that Ginger did outside of that. Kylie, I got Britney vibes. I got the wig was cute to me. It was such a different wig for me. I was like, what? This is such a different type of wig. Gave me very Brit tease, but I did enjoy Kylie. I thought her lyrics were a little, okay, cool. Yeah, I still bopped. I bopped with it. But I wasn't like, yes, bitch. But I bopped with it. And I thought she performed very well. So this, to me, was one of their better challenges in terms of a song dance number sort of bit. But what I loved about this is I don't really like any music challenges with Drag Race. And it's been a while since I've enjoyed them because a few of them just sound... Some of the songs are just poo, man. But this, I fucking liked it. And I hope this shows up on iTunes or something because I will definitely be downloading Show Up Queen. It was good. I liked it. Comment section, what did you think of this? Was this a little like, y'all tried it with the activism, or did you enjoy some of the people's lyrics and what they did on the stage as well as the choreography in the presentation? I will say this before I move on to runway. The little stadium seat blocks on either side, you know what I'm saying? Little 1 2 1 2, like we're in the gymnasium and we're waiting for them to call us for like the physical fitness test sort of bit. I did not care for her. It seemed a little, we'll put that right there and this it. You know what I mean? But it was still fun and I thought it was entertaining, so I was here for it. Bring it to the runway, bring it to the runway, please clap. I just realized I didn't talk about RuPaul while editing. I literally have to be on airtime in 8 minutes, and I'm also editing at the same time. So for those of you in my airtime right now, we'll cut that out. RuPaul's dress was fabulous. This is one of the best dresses she's ever worn. I personally thought she looked fabulous. The print was everything. The wig was right, all of it. This is one of my favorite looks from RuPaul. This is excellence. Judges panel was great. Let's continue. Let's go ahead and talk about what we witnessed on this good day today on this runway, because the category is Hot Tropics. I kind of like that. It's a little fire. I figured everybody would do J-Lo, and I was completely correct. Shout out to Jiggly Caliente. I am putting your look up here because you actually did Jennifer Lopez's outfit. However, I'm kind of glad that you weren't there for this mixture because, bitch, it'd have been a lot of yous up there. A lot of them trying to be you. Or versions of that. Yeah. A couple of tomato and mayonnaise sandwiches versions. Yes, very her. That's a Harriet the Spy reference for the girls that watched that Nickelodeon movie back in the day. With Michelle Trachtenberg and Rosie O'Donnell. So that's for y'all from back in the day who had those Nickelodeon movies that were in orange. And they were VHSs. Orange VHSs. Them young babies don't know about that life, okay? Because a bitch used to have to borrow VHSs from the library, honey, okay? I'll bring her right back. God. Okay, let's move on. Hot Tropics is the category. We're doing this sort of by the order of how they all performed on the showcase. Jan is giving you... We go to Hawaii often. And the three kids, they stay in their rooms. It's a complete resort. I don't have to do anything. Mommy's drinking. Yeah, Jan is giving me mommy's drinking today, so don't bother me. This is not a bad look. I thought it was cute from the head to toe feel of the fabric. You know, a little bit of that matchy. But also, best look of the night? Decent? Absolutely. I do love that she had a drink to go with it that matched the outfit. Pandora Box is next, and I'll give you her reference point, which is Nurse Ratched on vacation, but she's not bringing a whole lot of stuff. This was very... I actually like this. Silhouette-wise, this was very clean for Pandora. I thought this was a good look. I like girls with reference points. They're little old school, back in the gap sort of feel. 1950s, 1960s housewife, that sort of it. But it's cute. It's cute. I'm not wowed, but it's adorable. It's adorable and it's well made. Next up is Raja O'Hara giving us a two-piece bathing suit and some blonde locks, darling. I'm very here for this. This was cute. I love it. Raja, you holding up a two-piece, bitch? Go on, sister. Showing this midriff child, padded for filth with the stocking still up, and it looks very good. I'm normally not a fan of when girls do bathing suits and then there's that disconnection between the stockings, etc., for them putting their pads in and trying to give that shape. I normally like it when they're like, let me just do me. But this looked really good. This was really good, and I was very here for this, and that bathing suit was cute. Next up is Trinity K Bonet. Bitch, you better give us Carnival. You better give us Carnival. And then came out that. Wow, this was everything. I love it. 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 I love it all. Love it all. I love it all. Presentation was high. The feathers were everything. Everything about this was amazing. Looked beautiful. Dun. Puss. Very that. Eureka O'Hara is next. And you know what, Eureka? I actually agree with Carson on this one. If you had some porcelain or some sort of beach ball earrings that went with this beach ball outfit and this beautiful wig that you have, it would have been the one. Like, it would have really set this outfit off. It still looks good. I thought this was one of the best outfits Eureka has worn, and it's not like, Matt, it's a bathing suit, but it's cute. It's cute. If I saw a regular person at the pool at somebody's hotel and I'm walking and I see that little bathing suit, I'd be like, oh, bitch, that's cute. They got some boy shorts in that. Like, you know what I mean? It's cute. It's based off the beach ball. She had the beach ball pop. You get the reference. Hair was right. I thought this was a good look for Eureka. I did. Ginger Minge is next. Giving her best Jan and girl. Once she didn't even have to say J-Lo. It was like Jennifer Lopez. Like, dead on, but it's a lot of fabric. I like the print. The wig is high to heaven. She's definitely a woman from Texas. She does enjoy her own pool. No, it's decent. It's not bad. It's decent. It's definitely not a bad look. I agree with Zaldi's commentary on the outfit when he said it just was a whole lot of fabric and it kind of swallowed you. I do agree with that. But to me, this is okay. It's certainly not a horrible look. It's not a bad look, but this is... I wish Jan didn't go before her. And then again, if Ginger went before Jan, this would have been the same sort of feel. It's like, girl, same silhouette, same... Y'all damn near have the same hair. It's a little tough. Just sort of darker print for Jan with a little bit more colors going on it than Ginger. Last and certainly not least is Kylie Sonique Love. Pussy, darling. Pussy. Puss. Feels. Girlfriend, can I tell you something? For the girls who know who Sasha Colby is, she's everything. By the way, look up some Sasha Colby. You're welcome. If you don't even know who that is, I promise you will be thankful. If they ever got Sasha on this competition, it'd be a wrap. Send them all home. That's what. If Sasha Colby got on this show, send them all home. If Chevelle Brooks got on this show, send them all home. Okay. Chevelle Brooks is Jiggly Caliente's mother, by the way. You need to look her up. She's amazing. Tell her Maddie sent you. Listen, this was Sasha Colby down. But this not only was Sasha, but this was also very Kylie too. That green wig was everything. For Michelle to give you a compliment was a high key, that was the most. But bitch, you deserved it because that wig was right. The feathers were right. The bathing suit was right. You were shaped together. Yes, this is another body look from you, but honey, I thought this was pussy down.
Judges' critiques take place. A few people got good remarks, and Simon was like, you didn't make it where it needed to be. So who won and who in the bottom?
Right? Okay. On the top, winner of this week's episode, no surprise to me, and I'm also like, damn, go ahead, bitch. Trinity K Bonet. Second win. Go on, sister. You won. She's like, I could buy a used car. Here's me with my Honda. You can. Yes, you can. Now, this leaves the bottom two to be Pandora Box and Jan. And the worst nightmare for Pandora Box and Jan has come to fruition. Jan being in the bottom for the third time in a row so soon, and Pandora Box being in the bottom after not winning anything to balance her on. A mess. Backstage treatment. I cried a little bit during my reaction listening to Pandora talk about loving themselves and that it took so long to get there and how it's affected them wanting to share that self-love. I related to that beyond all belief. I really did. Because it took a long time for Matty to get here. Like, even when I first started doing videos on YouTube, I wasn't fully there with myself. Now I feel it, but I also question that love sometimes too. Not the self-love bit, but the sharing it with people. And I feel like I do it sometimes without even knowing it, and that's the best time to like do your self-love without thinking too hard about it. But it's that Libra brain with my Virgo rising just doing all this, and now I'm overthinking everything. And I felt Pandora in that moment. I honestly was like, okay, girl, I know exactly what you're talking about, and I love you, and I really hope you get through what is blocking you. And Raja did make an interesting point, like, I love Pandora, but I don't know what is holding her back, because it seems like she wouldn't be there still. How do y'all feel about that with Pandora's conversation? Comment section below. Now, Jan brings an interesting point up in reference to the fact that it's like, I literally have won. You have seen me do A, B, and C. You know my D's and F's. And y'all should see me doing the top four. And I don't see Pandora, knowing that they're going to be doing singing, dancing, this, that, and the other, excelling in that level of a top four position. That was a great point. I mean, she can change, though. Things can happen. I mean, she can pull it together at the last minute. We don't know. But I felt the arguments were presented well on both sides because Pandora's been consistent, and never been the bottom until now, versus Jan on her third time being the bottom. Either one of them could have gone, in my opinion, but I also would have been sad to see Pandora go. Jan, not so much, not being a hater. I already read it. I already read it. It's like, you just don't like her. No, I have more of an affinity for Pandora, so that way, that would be where my voting goes. Like, I'd honestly say, yeah, she won, but this is the third time she's in the bottom, and probably won't be the last, so I'm sending her home now. Versus Pandora, where this could have been the first time, and it may be the last time for her. We don't know what's going to happen after this. That's how I would have voted. Now, Trinity K Bonet, listen, this was a very low-key lip sync outfit. I said, all right, I liked the wig originally. But who is the lip sync assassin? Reveal yourself. The lip sync assassin is season 3, All Stars 1 and All Stars 5 alumni Alexis Mateo. Bam! Alexis came out in this beautiful orange number, honey, giving you pageant down. And Eureka's speech in the midst of this was exactly what I needed to hear. They're both pageant queens. They both dance and they both perform. It's on. When I saw Alexis Mateo walk out in that orange outfit, I said, it's a reveal. It's a reveal. I'm looking at Trinity K Bonet like, you do know who that is, right? Girl, if you don't, just that outfit, I said, bitch, you needed to have a cloak or something. We needed some drama, but I was still here for it. The song is Dance Again by Jennifer Lopez, J-Lo, right? I said, y'all, I don't know if this is a setup or what, because Trinity's fierce, but let's see how this goes. The first half of that lip sync was fire. when Trinity and Alexis started dancing at the same time, like Trinity's back there, da, 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 and Alexis in the front, boom, boom, boom. It was right. I was like, oh, this is good. This is going. It's going. It's going. It's going. They both are really good at that slow build up and then bringing in the funk. That's so pageanty and I love it. But girl, Trinity. Let me tell you something. Why did your wig fall off that way? And I'm talking about it didn't look like it took a lot for it to happen. It was a straight boom down and then it was gone. It was gone. I would relate this to Monique Hart, but this wig didn't fly into the rafters. So we're not going to do that. That and I love me some Monique Hart. I ain't going to do that. Monique is still the queen of a disengagement of a wig, right? But when that wig came off, I was like, oh shit, there it go. It's Alexis's. But I will say this, Trinity, you danced down. Alexis, you danced down. I was entertained. I was entertained. Trinity's like, well, the wig came off, so I already know what's up. She's like, I already know what's up. I ain't even gonna play it. But Alexis, you look good. Trinity, you look good. Let's go ahead and get to this. RuPaul names Alexis Mateo the winner. The $10,000 rolls over onto the next queen who wins. And we need to figure out who the group has voted for. Drag Race, y'all were good for this drama. I had someone mention to me in my inbox, they're like, Trinity threw the lip sync. She didn't glue that wig on purpose because she doesn't want to make the decision to send somebody home. I said, that would be interesting if she played the game that way, but I don't think that happened. But if it did. Alexis has to make the decision on behalf of the group by showing the lipstick that they chose. First, it was Pandora. And I was like, God damn it. But she wasn't done. She goes, oh, wait, Ru. I have another one. Girl, y'all saw Jan's face. Woo! I was like, oh my God, this is too much for me. So the next lipstick is Jan's. So Pandora and Jan tied 3 apiece. Ginger, Jan, and Eureka voted for Pandora. Kylie, Raja, and Pandora voted for Jan. So by the rules, and I love how RuPaul says, like it states in the rules, if there ever is a tie, then that means that the winner of the challenge has to make the decision. And Trinity's like, this is some bullshit, because now I have to be put... Fuck! Well, girl, who did you choose? When Trinity pulled out Jan's lipstick, watch my reaction. I jumped, not that I was screaming out of like happiness, but it was more like, you got eliminated after a draw, and then they had to ask the bitch who lost the lipstick to come back and say who they wanted to send home. Drama. Drama. It was high key. Let's talk about this real quick. Quick little voice memo on top of the picture. Just to speak of Trinity giving Jan some serious love at this moment. Like, do not let this defeat you. You are fine the way you are. This is the name of the game. This is the show. We love you, Jan. It was a beautiful moment and a nice moment from Trinity to see that. Jan, I was glad you got to give your viral moment. Oh, not this, as your exit line, and I was really here for that. But I gotta say, now that I've been editing and I've been watching the episode for like the 3rd time now, and I was taking my screenshots here, I really felt like Trinity wouldn't have won this anyways, because how would they have been able to do this part? Would it have just been the next day where it was like, oh, it was a tie, oh my God. But they already had that conversation with a different group of girls. So it's like, I'm not going to say this was a stunt, but it was very, like, I'm glad it ended up the way it did because this was entertaining to see. At the same time, damn, it would have sucked for either one of them to go home, for me, in my opinion, at this stage in the competition. Jan feels like she should have had more time and that she was a threat and they were threatened by her, and that's why they sent her home and that this is too soon once again. Jan, I'll tell you this, if they have an All-Stars 9 down the line, you might want to join, but I think they'd made. I don't know if they're gonna be putting on girls again for the double time system. They've already done it for so many seasons. I feel bad for Jan a little bit because it was very. Oh, we're gonna have a dramatic way of sending me home. It's a tie. Come back, Trinity. Jan. Oh, bitch, we could have done a normal one. Like, if it was a majority vote, it kind of would have felt better. But, bitch, it was a tie. That's a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot. Listen. Bye, Jan. You are already successful in your own way and right. You are talented beyond belief. Don't let nobody take that from you, Jan. Like, you really are a bitch. And girl can sing. Excuse me. Okay? Go on, Jan. 6 queens remain in the competition, honey. Pandora box is saved. Trinity K Bonet, Raja, Kylie, Ginger, and Eureka are who is left, girl. What a competition. Tell me what you thought of this week's episode in the comment section down below. Don't forget, once again, after I said this a billion times, catch me on Patreon Saturday for the reaction. I have a special guest coming on Sunday. She has her own YouTube channel, Jaylee's Corner. I am a huge fan of her channel, and she's such a sweetheart. I always feel her spirit, but mama can read. Definitely check her out. Thanks again for tuning in. I really appreciate everybody who was here. Don't forget, once again, hit that like button, share, and subscribe to the channel. It's your boy, Matty Rants. You know where to find me. I'll see you soon. Bye, everybody.